Hello Aries, welcome to your reading for March 28th until 6th of April 2026, and it is going to be general, so please take what resonates and just let anything else go. Let's welcome in the archangels, ascended masters, light beings, spirit guides, our higher selves, and any animal, ancestral or dragon guides you may feel resonant with, Aries. Okay, let's see. What have we got here for you? Okay, Queen of Cups also came out in the pre-shuffle. So she's definitely wanting to be there in your reading. So this is something recently, Aries. I think maybe recently you've kind of tuned into your intuition, or you're doing something creative at the moment. Okay, the Ace of Wands wanted to pop out. So we're going to grab the Four of Cups. So with your intuition, you've also got the intuition, creativity, spirituality. You're kind of feeling into that. You also got the Four of Cups there. I'll just show you that in a minute. Let's just grab another card here. Well, there we go. The Queen of Wands. Okay. Queen of Cups here. So you're feeling, I think recently you kind of really got into something creative or intuitive or spiritual, or a mix of those things, Aries, mix of those energies. And this is the Four of Cups. So maybe there are times when you are feeling a bit bored, or maybe a bit disappointed, or maybe there's something about this that is, or there's something else in your life that's going on that, maybe it's a source of, it's a bit of an emotional downer. Okay, maybe. Let's have a look. We've also got the Seven of Wands. But at the moment, I think you are putting up some boundaries, probably within yourself, or, to kind of ameliorate this energy here. Not ameliorate it, to minimize it. That's what I meant to say. To minimize this boredom, or maybe things are slowing down. Sometimes the Four of Cups talks about missed emotional opportunities. You could be feeling introspective at the moment, I think, Aries. And maybe there's a part of that that's you're kind of getting a little bit bored with. I'm going to just grab one more here, and then sometimes we read the cards initially, and then once other cards pop out, it's like the context can change a little bit. So that actually flipped upright, and then it flipped back over. So I'm going to just grab that one off the top. It did flip face up. Let's look at your energy at the moment here, Aries. 10 of Swords and 7 of Wands. So I think you're putting up some boundaries here. There's something about, I think your Four of Cups here is connected to this 10 of Wands. 10 of Swords, sorry. There's something that you are bringing to a conclusion, or something that's going to conclude, and you're kind of really, either you're creating some boundaries around this thing so you can get it finished, or you are perhaps creating some boundaries within yourself to avoid this, so that you don't have to move into this energy, this 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords, sorry, which can be like overwhelm, stress, but it more talks about completion, but it could also be a lot of head stuff going on. It could also be other stuff that you are picking up on. So it could be that maybe you're putting up some boundaries to minimize the impact of this. If this is external and it's coming towards you, I think maybe you're, at the moment, Aries, you're really digging your heels in to create your ground, to create your sacred space here. Because, I mean, whilst you're in your intuitive creative space here, there could be people around you that you're picking up on this emotional despondency, this emotional stuff, or this is, stuff that you're low vibe emotional stuff that maybe you're picking up on, but it could be caused by this Nine of Swords energy, okay, which is the thoughts and the beliefs and the despair and all that type of thing going on, around you or within you. But I feel like it's more external because you've got this Seven of Wands. It's like you're putting up a boundary to that. And this could even be that, Queen of Cups, you're happily creating and focusing and doing your stuff, and there's other emotions coming in here. Let's have a look. Because your general direction moving forward is a whole lot of fire. Okay. So you're going to be transmuting a lot of this low vibe stuff. Whether it initially starts from when you're initially perceiving it outside of you, and then you're aware that sometimes it starts to affect you, okay? But I think you're going to be transmuting that Ace of Wands and the Queen of Wands. This is a whole lot of fire, your general direction moving forward. Underlying theme is moving towards peace and harmony and higher frequency, okay? Which I feel is this, you're putting up a boundary to all this low vibe stuff. I think that's definitely, and even if it could be even your own tendency to move into low vibe, I think maybe you're transmuting that. There's perhaps a part of your ego that you are transmuting, okay? Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, this is the slowing down, okay? So the Six and the Knight together is really beautiful because it's like your overall theme here, Aries, is that even though you like to move fast, because Aries is generally a fast-moving energy, you're going to be moving towards more peace, harmony, and balance, and slowing things down and becoming more grounded, okay? Perhaps more, picking up energies from the earth, getting more grounded, connected to Gaia, maybe doing something out in nature, but also your health and well-being. Pentacles talk about the physical body. So I think maybe you're going to be slowing down with regard to the mind activity, well, maybe you're going to be pulling away from this Ten of Swords energy within yourself, pulling away from that if that's coming at you from externally. Maybe you're going to be switching the news off, or switching off media a bit more. When I say slowing down, it's sort of more with regard to grounding, becoming practical, more physical, creative as well, which I feel that, recently you just moved into your Queen of Cups here. That's also, Queen of Cups with the Knight of Pentacles is really nice because it's like grounded, intuitive, creative energy, right? And I think this is what you are going to be really activating, Aries. Because this is your underlying theme, okay, is that to intuit when things are moving too quickly, like when your brain is going too fast, maybe if you do have coffee, just intuiting, perhaps if you drink maybe 6 cups of coffee a day, maybe you want to, if you're pulling back on that, that might help to sort of slow the mind down as well. Not saying you are drinking 6 cups and not saying you have to, it's a free world, but for the most part. But, you can just, you're moving towards more peace, harmony, and balance. And I think maybe your health and well-being is going to benefit from that. But yeah, it's interesting. Let's grab some themes, possible outcomes, and challenges. Yeah, I mean, your general direction moving forward. Queen of Wands here, Aries. You're going to be moving in a spiritual way that is passionate. You are going to be feeling energized, and you're going to be doing it sort of on your terms. Maybe you're going to be starting your own business or moving into something sort of to do with around the themes of healing and transformation. Maybe it's related to the body. It might be related to, you know, meditation, consciousness, anything that's moving into, or creativity, intuition, spirituality, okay? Anything that's moving into maybe those realms, because this is kind of what your underlying theme is about as well. But fulfilling this, you know, spiritual, fiery, transformational energy. I also really love this Ace of Wands card. It's got like a crystal there with the feather, so it's sort of, you know, a little bit shamanic kind of looking. Maybe you're going to some shamanic studies or something like that. But you're definitely, you've got this Seven of Wands here. You're kind of done with this Ten of Swords energy, and you're, wow, Knight of Pentacles again. That's interesting. When energies repeat in a reading, it's always sort of confirmation or possibly, you know, of particular importance or benefit for you to look at more closely at those energies. So the Knight of Pentacles, we just had that. We've got that twice, okay. This is the slowing down, making or creating the realistic action steps, the realistic goals that you can, you know, work towards. But keeping things grounded, keeping things practical, realistic, you know, and consistency, okay, working away consistently at something, you know, as much as you can. Seven of Wands again as well. Okay, that one also wants to come out. Seven of Wands again. So, wow. But this is in the area of your challenge, and this is sort of saying that you may find it difficult to, at times, and we'll get guidance as to how you can remedy or help you with it, but it may be difficult whilst you are sort of defending against, you know, I was almost going to say defense against the dark arts here. This is what kind of came up for me. You know, your defense against the dark arts, whatever. But to defend your right to your abundance here, to your Empress energy, being able to shine its light. Okay, you may find that difficult, or to do that, to defend that. Maybe there are going to be other energies that come in on top of that. But also, you know, maybe at times you may be feeling into your abundance, okay, but other times it might be, you know, this Four of Cups comes in, this sort of energy of despondence or boredom. And maybe it's like, well, maybe you would start to think that, you know, I can't achieve my Empress, my abundance. But I think this is in potential here for you to actually achieve that. Okay, so let's get some spirit guidance. Because I feel like in terms of you, Aries, digging in your heels, you are actually a very spiritual sign, okay? This is your element here. You have your element moving forward. So you're literally going to be moving into your element. Okay, you're going to feel like you can be yourself moving forward. And that your being, your light, your presence is going to be needed and well received by those around you, okay? Because, you know, we need the fire element at the moment. We need to transmute a whole lot of this stuff that's going on. Wow, the star. Two eagles. This is beautiful. So Spirit's saying, yep, align with your star, because that's what you're doing. In digging in your heels and putting up that boundary, you're not defending the dark arts. You're actually, I can't think of the word, but anyway, in digging in your heels to create a boundary so that you are no longer affected by this Ten of Swords energy, or you may be affected by it, but considerably less affected. Okay. By doing that, you are activating your inner star, and this can be like a purpose. You know, you can be a light worker that literally shines their light around the place for people to benefit from. Like, wow, that person's in high frequency, and wow, must be awesome. I wish I could be like that, you know, stuff like that. Three of Cups. Joy. You know, this is it, shining your light. Actually, the joy frequency, okay? Spirit's saying you, Aries, are able to do that. And that's why you are, you know, digging in your heels and creating this boundary, because this is not high frequency. Okay, especially when you get to the 9, 10 of Swords-ish, you know, 8, 9, 10 of Swords energy. building up to this, it's like it's the low. It's almost like the lowest frequency of the low in the whole tarot deck. Okay, I could be a bit dramatic in saying that, but it's like you are literally a warrior for the light at the moment, Aries. You've got 7 of Wands twice. But you also have the beautiful Knight of Pentacles, a beautiful grounded energy helping you. Here we have the Knight of Swords as well, Athena. Did we just say warrior for the light? Look at this. She's literally the, Athena is like the, you know, warrior goddess. Okay. Right. She has a sword of truth there. This is you, Aries, with your sword of truth. And I think for yourself, you're able to sort out what's BS and what isn't. Okay. And this is actually really great because you are, in your abundance here, you are defending your right to move into the abundant high frequency and the earth connection. Spirit's saying, yeah, you do this, Aries, by activating your inner joy, okay, activating joy, sharing that with others as much as you can. And also, you know, you're taking spiritual accountability for yourself here, your sovereignty, okay, Aries. And this is just awesome because this 2 eagles, this is like, you know, an eagle could be one of your spirit guide and a animal spirit guide, sorry. And it's interesting that this says 2 eagles, and this man has an eagle, or person has an eagle out of his chest, like heart, but also he is an eagle. Okay, so it's to do with that higher consciousness bird, the one that can see, fly really high, see from a really broad perspective, like big perspective. Okay, so the big picture, Aries, you can see the big picture, right? And that is what helps to give perspective, the perspective that allows you to not get enmeshed in this 9, 10 of swords energy, and to also not get enmeshed in this and dwell in this 4 of cups. So you are putting up a boundary to that energy because you're aware of when it comes up within yourself. You're also aware of it being external, and you're like going, okay, I can see it there. You know, it might be bothersome and it might be a bit upsetting, but you're like, well, I'm not going to be dwelling on that because that doesn't really help anything. That doesn't help me move into my star energy, and it certainly doesn't help anyone else. Okay, if we're dwelling in low vibe for extended periods. It's not to say that we're not going to be emotional when I can't be upset, right? But as we know, emotions shift the frequency of our whole body. Okay. So if we are feeling stressed continually, it changes the frequency of the organs, of the chakras, of the whole bodily system, and it can ultimately cause, it can make the physical form more susceptible to disease, to dysfunction, because the energetic frequencies or the energies are not conducive to good health, to good energy flow, okay, to good chi, I was going to say, right? Chi flow. So here you are, Aries, you're like a warrior. And Spirit's saying, yes, keep holding your sword of truth. Keep defending your right to move into your abundance here. Because you are exercising your free will, exercising your sovereignty, and exercising free choice. Let's look at the bottoms of the decks here. We have the 8 of Cups. So you are moving towards greater fulfillment. And that's what you're doing by defending, you're putting up that boundary to that low vibe. You are going, look, I'm transmuting this, you know, I'm going to be myself and I'm going to move forward into spiritual creativity and abundance, you know, Aries. That's definitely the way things are moving. And also this beautiful peace, you know, peace, harmony, balance is the 6 of Swords too. That's what you're moving into, okay? And here we have the Death, which is transformation. Yeah, so you're literally saying, for the most part, you're done with the extreme low frequencies and you're kind of making even those small choices on a daily basis. You're going, okay, that doesn't resonate with me now. I'm going this way. I'm going this direction, you know, with my choices. with your choices, Aries. And yeah, change, transformation, rebirth. And this is really like a rebirth energy. This particular star card, it's really like an activation of that heart chakra, an activation of the solar plexus as well, Aries. Okay, sovereignty, solar plexus, joy, bliss, all that high frequency energy is what you're activating. Page of Cups also just appeared for Virgo. So paying attention to your emotions, because our emotions can give us the, can help us red flag stuff, right? So it's like, well, I'm starting, if you see something on the news or whatever and you start to get really emotionally kind of churned up, it's like going, okay, that's a red flag. Okay, so paying attention to your emotions. And, applying the strategies and skills that you need to, Aries, to move into creative zones, to move into activating your intuition, feeling more spiritual, spirit connected. And also having that discernment to be able to, make this is what Athena is, discernment. Having that sort of truth where you're discerning and making decisions that, are going to be good for you, that are going to allow you to move into joy, okay, which is spirit guidance. It's like, make decisions that will allow you to move into joy. And that will lead to this abundance here, okay, which is that thing that we mentioned before about you maybe having challenges seeing, perceiving, or realizing that you can achieve. But if you move into joy more and, have this attitude that, you're defending your right here to move into joy, then it's doable, right? 10 of Wands. Yeah, so this is that burden energy about, about feeling overburdened, this burnout, because that's another thing too, is like, if you're dealing with a lot of low vibe thoughts, things going on around you, even bringing stuff up within you, it can, and it happens ongoing, frequently, a lot for a long period of time. This is what leads to burnout. 10 of Wands is the burnout card, folks. So yeah, Aries, that's where the wand energy goes to extreme, okay? But it can talk about, there's two sides to that. There's always light and dark in every card, but the light in the 10 of Wands is that, Aries, you could be working away passionately at something that is, it could be hard work, but maybe it's something that you really love to do. Okay, and maybe here it has something to do with moving into peace, harmony, and balance for yourself. Maybe it's skills and strategies that you're going to use in order to do that, and maybe you're going to help other people to do that. And maybe you'll get busy doing that, okay? The 10 of Wands can sometimes talk about a labour of love or something that you're really into. But even doing that, you still need to take time out to rest and recuperate. Okay, yeah, as well, Aries. But yeah, 7 of Wands, there's some boundaries you're putting up here, which I think are necessary, because you're dealing with this, a lot of sword energy here. There's, some low vibe 4 of cup, there's some low vibe cup energy, low vibe, thoughts and feelings going on. And maybe this is some self-work that you're doing. If you've had low vibe thoughts come up frequently in the past, maybe you are now getting better at going, well, hang on a minute, that's not going to be taking me over anymore. Okay, if it had in the past, you're going to be, being able to realize that you can transmute this stuff. You are like the transmuter, Aries, which is really awesome. Yeah, we could just about wrap it up there. Your Queen of Pentacles here, we didn't talk about her. Let's just talk about that briefly. Nurturing, this is your in your outcome. is Queen of Cups, nurturing, growth, development, being, you know, 2 earth cards, being very earth connected, grounded, being out in nature, also coming into your center, Aries, which I think, you know, if you are on fire with your activities and your creativity, it's going to really be helpful. You've got 2 fire here, matching that with 2 earth. It's almost like matching your inspiration, passion, and creativity with also groundedness, centeredness, and perhaps some good health habits, right? Health and well-being. This is like the, you know, the body, as well, like looking after your health, right? Doing some healthy stuff. So yeah, I hope that's been helpful, Aries. I think we might wrap it up there, and yeah, hopefully. Hope you have a great day and a great week. Yeah, until next time, I will see you again soon. Bye for now.